Hello! It's the Court Jesters podcast. I'm Matthew, and today we have a special guest because Bradley couldn't make it. And I guess he's not really saying much, so I guess I'm going to have to guess who it is or maybe think of a series of questions so we can have clues. Nice to meet you.
Hello, pleasure.
So, did Brad book you for this?
Oh, we exchanged a series of emails, and he said, please, take my spot, come in, surprise young Matteo with a nice little gentleman surprise, and perhaps be his partner for the day. Nom nom nom.
Are you gonna tell us your name, or?
Well, that wouldn't be very fun. What are you gonna get? You dumb piece of shit.
Jesus.
I mean, I love you.
Brad really booked someone who's really rough. Are you from Chicago?
Is anyone really from anywhere?
Yeah. I feel like people are from a lot of places. Do you reside in Chicago?
I've resided here, yes.
How long have you resided here?
Oh, I've resided here for, I think it'll be 40 years in about
40 years.
20 years.
So you moved here 20 years ago.
Well, I'm kind of bad at math. Let me see.
Do you know the year? I could help you.
Yeah, it's 2021, you dumb shit.
the year you... Oh, it is 2021. The year you moved
Raise the roof, John Wilkes Booth.
Man, there's a lot of lack of raising the roof. I love raising the roof. How many years do you think you lived here?
Well, probably 8 years.
8 years. So, how old were you when you moved here?
Probably 34.
So you're 42. So you're middle-aged, right? Do you have any other clues? What do you do for money?
Oh, we don't need to get into all of that.
Oh, so you're independent.
I sell construction paper.
You sell construction paper. That sounds, that is original construction paper, or are you a reseller of construction paper?
Well, what I do is I go to construction sites and I look for leftover papers and then I sell them on the internet.
These clues aren't really helping me at all. What's your favorite sport?
It's a tough one. I'd have to pick between minor league hockey and competitive battleship.
Competitive battleship? I didn't know they had competitions for battleship.
Oh, do they?
Minor league hockey? That's pretty... I mean, they probably have a lot of fights.
It's mostly fighting.
Are you from Canada?
Trying to remember. Yes. Yes, I'm from Canada.
So if I guess correctly, would you tell me who you are?
Yes.
Are you Drake?
Fuck. I'm 42-year-old Drake that sells construction paper and loves competitive battleship.
I knew it!
No!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow, that was weird.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Good to see you, Matt.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. I don't know who that fucking weirdo was, but welcome to another Court Jesters podcast. With me, as always, is my good friend, Matthew. Are we doing the middle name right now?
I like Matthew Torres. I mean, if you made it this far and you're watching this podcast, you know who I am.
That's right. Matthew Torres.
For the people who've stumbled onto this podcast, I'm Matt Torres, and this is Brad Rickert.
Every time we make a video, our goal should be to reach another soul, just like at church,
If you're a new person watching this, comment, new person?
Jesus Christ. All right, no. Okay, how about this? Because it's kind of like you're a new girl, even if you're a boy, comment Zooey Deschanel. However you think it's spelled. Don't look it up. Try to spell Zooey Deschanel in the comments. How's that?
It's actually, I don't think I could spell Zooey Deschanel correctly right now.
Actually, that's a good question. Let's do a spelling bee real quick. All right, let me look it up. You're not allowed to look.
All right.
And then you are going to try to spell Zooey Deschanel.
Do I get a treat if I could spell it right?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Zooey Deschanel.
Zooey Deschanel. Tell me when I become wrong, or if I'll keep going if I'm right. Zoey is That's wrong?
That's wrong. It's Zooey Deschanel. 2 O's in Zooey.
Really?
Right there, my man.
Oh my god!
We bought a Zooey Deschanel.
What was the treat gonna be?
I knew you were going to spell it wrong.
So you just agreed to anything?
I did.
I'm like, would you give me a new car if I would have got it right?
Well, I don't have to worry about that now, do I? I don't know why I'm still talking like Drake. Fuck. Gotta get out of that.
We all go through our phases where we talk like Drake.
That's true.
Did you see Drake's new haircut?
I saw a picture. Is that real?
Yeah, he put me his
Ew,
real soft.
I hate
put
him.
a heart in it. Should I do that, guys?
Oh my god.
I feel like I look cool like that.
Yuck. Speaking of Drake, do you think he's gonna hook up with Kim Kardashian once her and Kanye divorce?
So I don't want this to be a spoiler if you haven't found it organically on your own yet, but Kim and Kanye are getting a divorce. So you're asking if Drake's gonna bang Kim? I think he already has. And I think
they did in the past, and that's what that verse on Sicko Mode was about.
Kiki.
No. Oh yeah, maybe Kiki was Kim Kardashian too. I forgot about that. No, there's a verse on Sicko Mode, which was one of the biggest songs of a couple years ago, obviously, and he talks about the directions in the song to get from his house to their house.
Really?
Yeah.
Oof, that's rough.
Took a right, yeah. At the light, yeah, something like that.
Who told you? How did you know that?
I just know about hip hop, and I like Travis Scott a lot.
Is it confirmed or is that
bit.
like speculation?
That one's pretty confirmed.
So that's
that
the direction to his house?
Right, yeah. That doesn't mean they were making love while they were married.
Maybe the song was like they're friends.
Maybe he's like, I'm coming over for a game night. Game night,
Whip out the Monopoly board.
Competitive battleship, you know how it goes.
Competitive battleship. Yeah, I've heard other people talk about competitive battleship.
Yeah, dude.
It's becoming a thing.
That's the first time I ever thought of that, so.
Are you, man, I can't believe they're getting divorced. It's kind of a bummer to me.
It does not surprise me.
I thought she was kind of like ride or die.
She seems kind of cool, but she does not seem ride or die to me. I mean, I think he's definitely been pushing his luck, but that was always how it was going to end up to me when you think about it, because Kanye is unabashedly crazy and himself. And for those of you that don't know, I'm a huge Kanye West fan, and I can't really stand for the actions the last few years, and I think a lot of the stuff he does is incorrect or wrong, and I don't hold the same beliefs as him, but as an artist, I think he's prolific, awesome, has spoken to me since I was a kid in terms of just like relatability and stuff I really fuck with. But yeah, you kind of like, the more he keeps building on this crazy persona he's created that's turned him into a billionaire and created this huge company, it's just fueling the ego, the fire, and it's just like getting bigger and bigger. And she's, I don't think she's an awful person. I have no idea. They have a secret, like, for being as public as they are, they got a lot of crazy secrets in that family. So, I mean, it just seems like a toxic family environment, and it seems like the worst gasoline for someone like Kanye. You know what I mean?
I think the thing about him, about Kanye, which I really like, is so he's really weird, right? Like crazy. Like he's actually. So I feel like
he has mental illness.
Yeah, some people fake like what he is, but he is what he is. So like the thing that makes it is like so redeeming is like he's weird, but then weird and he has mental illness and everyone's like acting like he's doing it for attention, but I don't think he is. I think he's genuinely that person because even against all that, he's a billionaire. And,
I mean, the results speak for themselves.
And he's probably made, it's pretty close. I don't want to say other artists because people will judge me, but Kanye West has probably made the most songs that I like.
His catalog's crazy.
Yeah, so I probably could find 100 Kanye West songs in a row that I like.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
but that's really hard for other artists. So like other artists, for me, like maybe I'm dating myself, but like Eminem and all those people, I can find songs of theirs I really like one song, but I couldn't find so many songs.
I think Eminem's an interesting comparison because I was thinking about these two specifically the other day because Eminem came out with a new album a couple weeks back, and I actually didn't hate it. And I'm not the biggest Eminem fan. I'll tell you what, though, I love Slim Shady. Slim Shady is better than Eminem to me.
I like Marshall Mathers LP.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I mean, that era. Those first couple albums obviously were way better. And what you have with a lot of artists, I feel like, is an inability to change and grow and also make great art to go with it. You know what I mean? And that's something Kanye has always done. Even, I mean, like, because you listen to College Dropout, you listen to Late Registration, and that's got a vibe. Then you go to 808s, and that's got a different vibe. You go to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and it's kind of all of it together. And then Yeezus is a totally different vibe. Life of Pablo is a nice little hodgepodge of it all put together well. And then obviously, like, this Jesus stuff is, like, completely different, but it's all musically really good, you know?
Yeah, and Eminem only really has two modes, like goofball, dork,
and overly serious.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna kill myself and my wife.
Yeah, and I mean, he's 48, I believe, Eminem, and he's still, like, managed to have some sort of pop success, I guess you would say. Like, he still has a hit every couple of years. He still makes a ton of money on
sooner
streaming.
than every couple of years. I would say he has a song that makes it to the radio, like, almost every year.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Makes it to the radio. I meant, like, bona fide, like, hits.
Oh, like a platinum hit by itself.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm trying to think, like, one of the more recent ones I can think of is, like...
The one with Juice WRLD?
I don't even think that one was that big of a hit, but I was thinking, like, the stuff he did with Rihanna, like, 4 or 5 years ago was, like, a huge, like...
Oh, yeah.
Like, pop radio type stuff, not just hip-hop radio, because, I mean, he gets on hip-hop radio every year for sure.
That's good, though. That's hard to do.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess that's... Is that money? Is that ego? I don't know. But the thing is, with someone like Kanye, he doesn't even have to worry about any of that because everything he's putting out is completely inspired, you know, no matter what crazy part of the world it's coming from, you know, and what corner of his brain. I feel like it's always so real and not concocted and not trying to latch onto something from the past. And I think a lot of us would prefer some old Kanye sometimes, but...
We might get the old Kanye.
I don't think we will.
Something cool is going to happen. He's gonna make
From the divorce, you think there's going to be some good music? I mean, I don't know. Like, I was having this conversation with someone the other day, and it's like, is this going to make him more Jesus-y with his music, or is it going to make him less Jesus-y with his music?
Less Jesus-y.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why? Because you think he's going to be out there trying to fuck?
So then you have, like, the enamored life of love and stuff when you're married, and now he's probably going to be more cynical, I think.
Yeah, maybe a little edgier.
He's probably going to diss Kim a little bit, like those little shadow disses he likes doing.
Maybe. I don't know. He's got a bunch of kids with her. They have 4 kids.
He'll still do shadow disses.
Maybe shadow, yeah.
Because he's, like, been... if you looked at his breakdown, he was saying some pretty rough stuff about her, like, just publicly.
What do you mean? I didn't catch any of that.
He was just kind of talking about how he doesn't want his, like, he'll be, like, damned if his daughter grows up to, like, be in porn and stuff like that. You know, like
sure.
shadow shots at, like, he's not saying Kim, but you know what he means.
Yeah, I mean, those are tough subjects because, you know, that's like a real thin line between...
Bashing your kid's mom?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's maybe... I'm sure he said it in a way that was not super respectable because that's what he tends to do. He tends to make good points poorly, you know? But, yeah, that thin line of, you know, body positivity and empowerment and stuff that's actually detrimental to young people that they realize at an older age. So, I don't know. That's a tough subject. And, I mean, I'd sit here and get into it. I don't know if necessarily we're the best people to have that conversation as two dudes, but, you know.
Today, the Court Jester podcast, we're going to talk about, should you make porn? Will it affect you?
Kanye West. This is a signed copy of Kanye West photo. Isn't that pretty cool?
You bought it or you met him?
It was a gift.
Who gave it to you?
One of my best friends in the world, Lewis. I'm not going to say his last name.
Yo, Lewis!
He probably doesn't want to be...
He doesn't want the limelight of the Court Jesters podcast.
I mean, he makes money, obviously. He got me a Kanye West thing, so he doesn't want to be involved.
Have I met him before? I think I have, actually.
I think you have, yeah.
Oh, I think I know who this guy is.
Yeah, he's a nice dude. I love him very much. It was a good gift. He got that for me like 8 or 9 years ago when we first met, but yeah. Anyway.
Time's flying.
Dude, time is flying, man. It's 2021. Happy New Year, brother.
I hate to beat like a dead horse, but man, 2020 felt like nothing.
Oh, you mean just like it went by so fast?
It was just like a waste of time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, those first couple months were all right. I was doing a lot of shit, but yeah, it really took a real...
When we had the real quarantine, like, I mean, you know how everyone made that joke, like, I love quarantine, like, this is my real personality?
Fuck that shit, dude.
I actually, like, felt like I was gonna have a mental breakdown. You didn't feel like that?
I didn't feel like I was gonna have a mental breakdown, but I definitely felt like everything was changed and I needed to adapt. So I adapted and I became a different type of person and I cut back on drinking and I started working out more and started just focusing on different things. And it's sad because I didn't feel like a comedian all the time, you know what I mean? Sometimes I did when I made stuff, but for a lot of the time I just felt like a normal person, and that's truly fucking awful. You know, like just to feel like a normal person, yuck, dude. But yeah, I know you were about to have a mental breakdown for sure, man.
I was just like, man.
You feed off people.
Yeah, I like to be outside and stuff.
Yeah, you like to move.
Yeah, even like my friends, I'm that guy, like my friends will make fun of me. I'll be like an Uber driver, like I'll talk to the Uber driver all day.
Yeah.
Like I love it.
Not me.
I was like, what are you doing? You been up all day? And then just like get into it.
Yeah.
I like it.
See, I like to hold all that shit in and just like repress it and then let it all shoot out in like an artistic way, I guess. Like that's maybe why I'm a stand-up.
That sounds healthy.
I don't know if it is, honestly. I mean, probably we're both fucked up in different ways, but, you know.
I'm just glad, like, I would say I'm more glad that, like, we can get tests now. So, like, you kind of hang out with people who know.
Oh, yeah, like, right, yeah. Yeah, like, we know that this is a safe gathering, and I don't want to give away anyone's health background on a podcast, because that doesn't seem smart. But, yeah, we both know that this is a responsible, safe thing to do.
Yeah, we're both tested. It's nice. It feels nice. It's like, I feel very positive. You know how some people are like, 2021 is not just going to all end? I feel like everything's on the upswing.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen probably the worst of it. You know, like, I mean, in terms of, I mean, so my girlfriend's a nurse, you know, and I know, like, at a hospital, that might be a different story, and you might have some fucked up shit coming your way. But in terms of, like, you know, civilians living and quality of life, I feel like it's only going to go up from here. Just got to get through the winter, really, in Chicago.
Do you know what's weird, too? I don't like to be like, I'm not one of those conspiracy theory guys. I just think it's like a weird thing we did. I feel like we started wanting bad things. Not us, but like as a people, human beings. Because like, remember they just, if a news was really bad, like a news story was like really depressing and bad, they would like murder hornets and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm sure those hornets were around all the time, but I was like, oh, look, another crazy thing. Let's put that on there.
Well, I mean,
we started getting addicted to like bad news.
Media's fucked up. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We did get addicted to bad news. I think that's something I've been mindful of recently, because with the election in November, I was trying to be informed, and, you know, being informed kind of helps you feel in control a little bit, or it makes you feel not in control. Kind of just depends on how you look at it. But for me, it made me feel like, I felt like with this election, I needed to be super informed because it felt like the responsible thing to do. And I kind of got into a news suck for like a month where I was actually watching CNN, and I would check in on Fox News. And yeah, dude. And then when everything was settling down, the election was over, and they just kept coming with these news stories. And obviously Trump's always up to some fuck shit and stuff like that, but the way they would sensationalize everything, it made me feel like very doomsday-y. And I'm like, oh, that's just like them getting you hooked on their product. You know what I mean? It's like, they have to give you that fear porn a little bit, because that's what you click on. If you think your life's going to end, you're going to click that link to see what the fuck's going on, you know?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of, I think you told me, there's like the way the news made it, and I kind of like started digesting it like that, and you're like talking, like telling me like you're like feeding into it too much. Remember, I was like, so basically, like eventually we're gonna like go all the way down. Like,
what do you mean?
Remember, I was like, I just thought the numbers would go up forever. Remember, and I was like what? How many of your family members like you think it's gonna get? And you're just like watching too much news, like.
Oh yeah, I mean,
because they kept making it seem like we were like dwindling down, like.
Yeah, I mean, people are dying, no doubt, and it's fucked up, and we should be...
But the news made it seem like it was
separated and masked and all that shit. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the news, they have to focus on that, because, I mean, I guess they don't have to, but, you know, it's what makes them money at this point, especially with TV being a dying breed, you know what I mean? Like, cable TV, you know how fucked of a business that's got to be in right now?
Yeah, cable TV is super lame.
I mean, it's just... You gotta change everything, man. TV's just fucking in trouble, you know, with streaming and the internet and all that shit. Like, it's... I don't feel like that's a sustainable business model, obviously.
Do you get apps? How do you watch TV?
I don't have any TV anymore, so I can't watch local news live. I can't watch any of that shit. I'll watch shit on YouTube, Hulu, Netflix. If I want to watch a basketball game, I'll stream it. Yeah. I stream sports events. That was really the only thing I was watching live anymore was sports. So I was just like, oh, I can just stream it.
I still watch everything.
Well, I mean...
I watch WGN News when I wake up in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude. I watch... when I come home, I watch, like... If I miss a TV show, I watch on Hulu. I watch Saturday Night Live.
Cool.
Most nights.
I guess I would watch that live every once in a while, too. But now my thing is, if I don't work Sunday mornings, I'll wake up Sunday morning, watch it on Hulu, have some coffee, smoke a busy bowl, and just have a good time. But yeah. Have you been enjoying this SNL season? I know that's not like on our list of topics to talk about, but
I feel like me and you always talk about SNL after a little bit.
I mean,
I meant in our life.
We're both comedy people, you know, and like I don't know, I've spent a lot of time at Second City and doing improv, and I mean, I love SNL. You know?
All the at-home stuff was admirable, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that was a while ago. I mean, like this season, you know, like
it was impressive they tried. The new season, I feel like as a race of people, I feel like we're all kind of just like in this funk that we need to like finish getting it. So it's hard for us to
like it's a Corona hangover kind of.
Yeah,
an election hangover.
Like there were some super like really funny individual moments, but I feel like collectively as people we want this to be over.
Mm-hmm.
So even when me and you did like outdoor comedy and stuff like that, you can feel everyone's kind of like not.
It's a little doomsday.
Yeah. Everyone's like you can laugh, but you can tell it's in the back of everyone's mind. Like we need to like be normal again.
Yeah, but I mean, there's ways to have fun along the way. You know what I mean? And I think that's
Well, I'm just saying,
we're talking about a few different things, but yeah, you're right.
There's a little lining in SNL when you can tell like everyone's not free.
There's an undertone of Corona. Yeah, for sure.
The audience all has masks on. It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
I just feel like it's
they've all been tested and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool they can have an audience though. It'd be weird to do that show without people.
Because they have the rapid test now, so they just rapid test it. I'm guessing that's how they get that audience in there.
Yeah, I believe they rapid test twice and then they wear masks. I don't know that for sure, but I think that's what I heard. Which makes sense.
Imagine you're like just about to see SNL and then you go to get there and they're like, you have Corona, like get out of here.
Dude, we're so close, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure most of that audience is probably friends and family of the cast and
that's
crew
true.
At this point. I don't think they're doing a ton of like random.
Oh, they might even just stay in the building.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about SNL. They haven't hired me yet, and they probably never will.
No, I think.
No, I'm not the guy.
You should not
put that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would never put any kind of limiting energy on me.
I know. I've just wanted to be successful at comedy for so long, so bad, and I just keep getting my little feelings hurt, man. My little feelings.
You're so old.
I'm 29, baby. I'm gonna be 30 this year.
Ooh, you're gonna be 30 this year?
Uh-huh.
Damn, should we have like a funeral or something?
Dude, I actually recorded a song when I was like 20, and I would make like comedy rap, and I'd perform it. It wasn't just like a weird incel-y thing I would do. I mean, it was, but I would also share it with the public. But I had this song called When I'm 30, and the chorus went, when I turn 30, I'm gonna kill myself. When I turn 30, I hope I'm dead. I'm not even joking, you stupid motherfucker. When I turn 30, I put a bullet in my head. Da, 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 da.
That's super dark.
Yeah, man. I just hated old people when I was little. And honestly, the older I get, like, I still hate old people. And you know what it is? It's not that I hate age. It's not that I hate how life changes. I hate how people change over time. They get jaded. They get sad. I try to get wiser and try to avoid the jadedness as much as possible, which I'm not awesome at all the time, but, you know.
I think as I get older, I get unjaded.
That's beautiful, man. That means you're doing it right.
All right, like I'm giving up.
Oh, you're giving up?
Like the jaded part of me, I'm giving up.
Oh, yeah, that's a good thing to give up. I mean, perfection is something to strive for, but, like, if you don't get it, then you can't limit yourself, you know what I mean? Like
a really funny thing, I mean, I don't know if this is funny or dark or whatever. So when I was younger, whatever, I mean, I'm still young, I guess, but when I was younger, I was, like, probably at my skinniest, like, 50 pounds or more skinnier than I am now.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just because I had like a little tiny tummy,
yeah,
I didn't want to take my shirt off and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like when I went to the pool and stuff, I would like wait to take my shirt off until I got into the pool.
Right.
Just because like I'm like everyone thinks I'm fat, and now that I'm like older, I'll like go to like family things. Let's go.
You know, I feel you, dude. And you know what? I've kind of felt that way about everything my whole life. Like I've always had a little fucked up teeth. You know, like I got this like can opener guy, and when I was growing up, I would smile out of this side of my mouth only. I would smile like this.
I used to do that too. So
like until I was like 20 something, you know.
In high school, I would laugh, and I actually didn't notice. Well, I mean, I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know that how other people were taking it. One of my girlfriends told me I used to laugh and like cover my mouth.
Oh yeah, I would do that too.
Because I didn't have perfect teeth, so I'm like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But
and it's sad because you're not like embracing life at that point. You're like hiding always.
Yeah. And when you see yourself, you're like, I just had normal people teeth.
Yeah, I mean, I still got this can opener, but
yeah, but I'm saying even now. So like when you watch this video, which maybe you most likely will years from now, some other time if you're going through something, you'd be like, it didn't matter.
Well, yeah, exactly. And that's like a thing you got to kind of come to grips with and just like embrace yourself. And that's something the last few years I think I've gotten a lot better about is like smile with your whole mouth, you know, and then like, you know, take your shirt off even if you got some man titties, you know, because, you know, I'm not super fit either. I feel like I'm in good shape, but I still got a little titty on me.
What if Steve Buscemi was like that?
That's what I'm saying.
He was like in his auditions and he was like...
You can see my mouth.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good Steve Buscemi.
You know, I played Steve Buscemi in a musical once.
What was this musical
Dude,
called?
this is crazy as fuck, man. This was when I was maybe 20, 21. I was doing a show at Stage 773, which is a theater in Chicago. And it was called It's a Wonderful Life, Dude. And it was a mashup of It's a Wonderful Life, the Christmas classic, and The Big Lebowski. They did a Christmas, or not a Christmas Carol, they did It's a Wonderful Life with all Big Lebowski characters. And so I played the Steve Buscemi part. So I had to like be Steve Buscemi for like an hour plus each time. And so yeah, I kind of got a Steve Buscemi down.
That's pretty funny.
Ooh, hire me, SNL.
You know? Anyway, dumb.
Steve Buscemi, if like... Steve Buscemi looks sick all the time. You look like healthy. You would be young, healthy Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, I mean, he's a little translucent with that skin, but you know, he's a goat, man. Steve Buscemi is the fucking god, dude. I love Buscemi.
Yeah, he can do everything too.
Dude,
he's been
like,
in Sopranos, Boardwalk Empire.
An amazing serious actor,
That's
and
funny.
then like if you can fucking do that shit in Sandler's Crew, you know, like all the dumb shit, and you have that real acting career, I fuck with you. You know, that's awesome.
I would like if you had like a...
Maybe he was a firefighter.
Yeah, and then he helped on 9/11 too.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
He didn't help do 9/11.
he used to run the flight simulators.
Oh my god.
It's ready.
He was the one that sounded out the big words for George Bush when he was reading that book to the kids.
There's that's messed up. Too soon.
Dude, we're gonna hit that 20th anniversary 9/11 this year.
Yeah, we're almost there. Those kids are almost 21
What kids?
that were born on 9/11.
Oh yeah. How many do you think were conceived on 9/11?
Conceived? That's like super dark if you think about it.
I mean, it's just like end of the world. Let's get a squirt in.
Yeah. Who watched 9/11 and still went and did it?
They're like, ooh, this is making me horny. So fucked up, dude.
Can you blur my face on this one?
I'm gonna send this to all your military buddies.
Oh no. They're gonna get you. Get him, don't get me. That should probably be one of our more taboo topics.
Dude, I don't know. That shit was funny to me.
It was no comment.
Okay, let's talk about fish. You're only eating fish this year, you say, Matt.
Oh yeah, I've made it so far. I think I'll make it long because they call it Pescatarian. I've made it like 2 years before being a Pescatarian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When was this?
Like 5 years ago or something.
When you were working at SeaWorld?
Yeah, it's actually like pretty easy. There's a lot of stuff like you could go to like Buffalo Wild Wings and they have like options.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of places have fish. You get yourself a little. See, the real thing is them crustaceans, baby. It's like we're talking about shrimp, lobster, crab. You know, like them good seafoods. I fuck with that all day. What I'm curious about is like, are you filleting some fish? Are you making some salmons?
I really like salmon, and then shrimp are okay. I don't know if I like shrimp that much. You know who Jim Gaffigan is? I'm sure you do.
Yes.
He has like a whole thing, and it messed me up, where he talks about how like lobsters and shrimp are like the cockroaches.
I don't want to because I love that shit. I don't want to. I don't want to have this conversation with you as someone who might go pescatarian in the future. I don't want to. I don't want to do this.
Stuck in my head. They have like the antennas and stuff.
Whatever. I don't care about that. Whatever.
That wouldn't bother you?
No. Dude, no. I've been to Red Lobster before.
You're pretty good, man. That like stuff like that will like get in my head.
Yeah, you're a mentally ill person.
I think so. Like gummy bears and gummy worms. You know how they're made of like they have horse hooves.
I
in
hate
them?
this shit, dude. I hate this shit. You are literally trying to ruin all of the things I love. You're coming in here and you're shit talking shrimp, lobster, and gummy bears.
And Kanye.
And get the fuck out of here!
And what's up? There's one more thing you love. Shrimp. There's another thing you love that I talked about.
white girls.
Sorry, that was Steve who said that.
Steve Buscemi.
Ooh, white girls.
So you would actually do it?
What?
You've never like had any diet restrictions in your life, have you?
I've started cutting things out over the years, so I've never gone on a hard diet because one, I grew up very skinny, and then the last like 5 years or so, like my metabolism caught up with me. So I had to start just scaling back, portion control, and then I pretty much have cut out milk from my diet, but not dairy products, like not dairy products. So I'll still eat some cheese and like milk chocolate. I'll eat a little bit of that, but I was really addicted to like lattes. Like I loved I was even doing skim lattes and that shit was fucking me up.
So you're like lactose intolerant?
I mean, it would just, not even like shitting or like feeling bad. It kind of made me balloon up a little bit, but like water weight. Like it would just make my face fat. It would make me bloated. And it was just like, I just knew like slowly over time I needed to start cutting things out. And it was just one of the first things I wanted to cut out.
I heard that we're not supposed to be drinking other animals' milk.
Yeah, and it's just weird to me.
I like it.
I mean, it tastes great. But it is kind of perverted, you know what I mean?
You're drinking another animal's baby's milk?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we're like, okay, let's just fucking keep all these cows in a fucking... If you want me to ruin something for you, you should watch one of those videos on how they get cow milk. Like, they just have these fucking decrepit cows, like, just shoved in a fucking... factory. They just put them in a big roundabout thing. They squirt them all, juice them dry, and then we fucking microwave it, cool it off, microwave it again, cool it off, and then we drink that shit. Throw some chemicals in it.
That sounds pretty gross. That's not good for us, probably.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh. So I had milk in this, right?
Yeah, there's some cream in there.
Oh no.
Feeling creamy, baby?
Ugh. I'm gonna try to be healthy.
You're doing great, man. You've lost some weight. I mean,
bit.
You got rid of the meats besides the fish. I'm very proud of you. I think you're doing great. I'm trying to do some stuff too, but I just feel like I'm a few years behind you, and hopefully I can just curtail things slowly over time instead of having to make drastic changes at certain points.
That's what I'm doing too. So if you're a young person watching this, it's like those last couple of years of your 20s, that's when you feel the transition. I'm in my first years of my 30s, so when you're in your 30s, I feel like if you didn't make some adjustments, you're starting to turn into a big pile.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I try not to make drastic changes, just little changes.
That's fair.
So the court jesters are now telling you what to do dietarily.
Yeah.
We're the experts.
I want to take a quick break real quick, and then we'll be right back.
I was gonna be like, so do you have any side hustles?
And we're back.
Hey guys, how's it going? We had to go take a little bathroom potty break. Do you know what we were talking about before? How do you so I know you like work multiple jobs, but do you have any like little tips to make it through this?
Yeah, it's interesting. I know we both kind of have some side hustles because, the secret to life is make your money work for you.
Diversity.
Yeah, and I'm not really there yet. I don't really have any money, but the one thing that I've learned through pandemic is like if you just plan a little bit and figure it out, you can really get yourself in a good situation. So I have been working at a restaurant. I got laid off the first couple months of Corona. That was fine. I had a little money saved, and I saw it coming. It is what it is. But then I got called back like 2 months later, and I've been working since like May probably. I saved up enough money to buy a car, and then I've been like doing like deliveries and that sort of stuff. I've been selling plasma.
I've done that before.
And it's just like I have all this time now because I can't go do comedy, so I'm gonna just be productive and like try to save as much money as possible so I can get my shit together, make bigger moves from there.
Yeah, and I think I think it just makes it so like after we're done with this, everyone's gonna be super like resilient when times are good again.
The people that survived, I kind of am. I don't know. I get what you're saying. I think maybe I'm surrounded by too many comedians because I'm so sick of everyone having the attitude of like, how do I say this nicely? There's a lot of people out there that have the attitude that everything's fucked up and there's nothing you can do to better yourself. The government's fucked us. And yes, they have. The government has sucked. It will continue to suck on some level, I'm sure. But that's not going to necessarily, that's kind of the point. It's not going to change, you know what I mean? So you're going to spend your whole life just blaming other things for your lack of happiness and prosperity?
Yeah, there's like a person we know, I wouldn't say their name, but they got to the point where their whole income was comedy, and they lost that income. And then they're just like, how am I going to pay my rent? And I'm like, there's like a million things to do.
Yeah, I mean, we're like think about it. Like, if this was 30 years ago, even 20 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, and you lost your job due to COVID, or you lost your, like, ability to make money, you might not have that many other options other than
there's so many options now.
Now there really is, yeah. And I just feel like I don't want to sit around and feel bad for myself. I'd much rather just fucking hustle to get it together, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, it's good. I think a big boom's coming. I'm ready.
I hope so.
We could quote this later on.
Maybe.
There's this big boom.
I hope so, man. I mean, I definitely think things have to go up from here. I mean, I guess things could get worse, but I don't know. It's just, man, we were in a shitty position. We had a really weird political thing going on. The country was super divided, and then we got hit with the biggest pandemic in 100 years, so... You know,
I can't wait until we have like comedy shows where we're all touching each other and stuff.
Dude, I want some hot breath on my hot breath. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I miss comedy so much, and that's kind of the thing that's keeping me going. Like, I feel like, again, maybe I do. Maybe this is exactly what I want to do. Maybe I want to shit talk other comedians right now.
Let's do it.
Well, I mean, not anyone in particular. I just mean.
Let's talk about someone.
I've seen a lot of people say stuff like, if you're thinking about comedy right now, then you have the wrong perspective, or if you're trying to maintain a comedy career right now, then you're not.
Your priorities are messed up.
Yeah, and it's to me, it's like, no, this is what I've been doing comedy for over 10 years now in some form, you know, whether it's acting, improv, stand-up, like, and by doing it, I don't mean like once a month, I mean like minimum 3 to 4 times a week. You know what I mean? Like, I do this. I really do this. It's been a lifestyle for me, and that lifestyle is gone right now. And to me, even though I don't love it, it might be the much needed break that I needed to have a different approach coming out of it. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
Because I was just so, I was on pace to do like 250 shows this last year, 2020. I was like, in March when things shut down, I was doing like 5 or 6 shows a week, like consistently.
That's crazy.
And that's not even open mics or any other extra like practice stuff I would do, or podcasts or videos or any of that. I was just doing that many live shows. And not that I do want to be doing that many shows again in the future, but yeah, I was just so entangled in that life that it just felt like I was moving 100 miles an hour constantly. And now I'm feeling a little more thoughtful about comedic decisions even, or just decisions in general. And I think it's just going to put me in a better position moving forward. And after like 10 years of grinding, maybe like a year off is helpful for my, I don't know.
Change your brain up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's just good for my brain. It's good for my life in general to just, you know, get a little breather. Even though I'm not enjoying it all the time, that's for sure. But, you know, I am thinking about comedy all the time. I am like thinking about ideas for like when we're done and out of this. I'm thinking about ideas I can do right now. We're shooting this podcast. You know, it's like there's things you can do. I'm writing more. I'm thinking about like my acting that I've let go for the last 5 years because I was just doing so much stand-up. That was so on the back burner. You know, it's like there's things you can do. You know what I mean? There's always things you can do. You can always get better. You can always make your skills better, even if you can't go run your dick jokes in front of 40 people. You know? I mean, seriously. You know, like me and you have been like talking about like monologues, acting, like, you know, different ways to like get better and like advance your career.
The acting world is super kind of like opened up right now still.
Right, yeah. I'd love your thoughts on that, honestly.
They're just fast testing people.
Yeah.
I think they just have the money. Like, with stand-up, there's no way to do that.
There's no money.
Yeah. You're not going to have 300 people do a fast test to like fill up the Laugh Factory.
Yeah, right.
But like if you have a show like Chicago Fire or something, they're going to fast test people.
Why do you think it is that there's no money in stand-up? It's because maybe it's so bare bones and so many people attempt to do it that the premium of it, even at its highest level, isn't that high, you know? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, the market's flooded, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's a better way to put it, yeah. So there's no major desire for that. Plus, it's all over the internet. Like, we could never do stand-up again, like, as a society. Like, there could be no more stand-up, and we could still be watching stand-up specials till we die.
That
with
we
the
never
stuff that's
saw yet.
recorded, yeah.
Yeah, there's tons.
And just, it's insane. Yeah, there's so many comedians. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah. There was I think I got the numbers right, but Seinfeld and Eddie Murphy were talking about it. It's crazy. I never thought about it like that. Seinfeld said when he started, there was like 1,000 working comedians, and then he was like asking Eddie Murphy like how many does he think now, and Eddie Murphy's like, I don't know, 5,000, and Seinfeld's like, no, it's like hundreds of thousands comedians
Working. I mean, I guess it depends on what your definition of working is, but yeah, I mean.
Well, Seinfeld, if you've watched the show, he has a broad definition of comedian, so he's including everyone.
Comedy writers, comedy actors, all that shit.
He was saying like it's just so many.
Yeah.
It was like to make it now, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because like, especially, I mean, I'm not making any excuses for anybody, but I'm just saying like, especially for like, if you compare their time, they all knew each other.
Right.
Like
yeah.
Eddie Murphy knew Seinfeld. They all like,
Right.
it was crazy. Like,
Well, that's the goal, I think, is to like get good enough and stick around long enough to where you get to know everybody at that level. You know what I mean?
yeah, but
In your
I think,
city.
Yeah, I think it's just like, if you hear their stories, they're so wild. Like, I just went down to like New York and asked them, could I do the show? And they're
Right.
like, okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you like went down to any like popular, like, when things open, if you went to like the Comedy Cellar, and be like, can I get up tonight? like,
What the fuck's wrong
get
with
out
that?
of
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess there is some. I tend to think though, and this is something I'm not great at, and this is something that's limited me because I've always had that same thought process you just stated. You know, that you can't just go somewhere and introduce yourself and ask for stage time, and you really can't. But I think there is some power to being around and putting your face around people and having them recognize you and building a relationship. So like if we were to go up to a club owner and be like, hey, I just moved to Chicago and you know like I do stand up and what do I need to do to get on stage here? They might not throw you up, but they might be like, come to the open mic, you know, and then they know your name, you know what I mean? And they remember meeting you and all that shit. And then
Yeah, some people do that as a tactic, right? They're like,
yeah, definitely. And I know a lot of people do that because they're a little more confident in doing so because when you're newer, you kind of feel like you're good enough, you know, but
I always feel like that annoys them, so I just try to
I'm sure it is
let them
annoying.
see me do stand-up as much as I can.
Right, but also there has to be some form of personal connection too at some point. You know, you're gonna have to try to talk to people. So I feel like that's just a goal for me is to like try to talk to more people, even though it is annoying for them sometimes. Like you kind of do have to put yourself out there a little bit and then surprise them, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Because if you just go kill it and then you bounce out, they might be like, they don't need it. You know what I mean? They don't need to be working at this club or whatever. Or they don't need these spots. They're just whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I think I've struggled with that because I've always had so many shows and I work the road and all that shit that I never really got into a Chicago club very much. Like, I've worked them all at times, but I've not been a regular at any of the major clubs. And I think it's just because I was probably preoccupied with other stuff and never put in the groundwork at any singular place, you know?
That's a good tactic some people do. They'll just like focus on one club and they're like,
It's a great idea, you know? Like, I mean, if you find a place that's your vibe and you think you can succeed in and you want to develop the way they do it, you know, because like clubs have different like vibes, you know what I mean? It's a different type of show,
true.
you know, like I don't know. There's just different ways to approach it, and I don't know. I would like to be better and more intentional, I guess, you know.
I think my goal would be just to get healthier.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I feel like that fixes most of my problems.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm trying to not drink this month.
Mental healthiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I failed sober dry January already.
You failed it already?
Yeah.
Damn, what'd you do?
My cousin came over and he was just like, "You want to have some beers?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Damn.
So
That sucks.
But that's part of my like process. So like last year I did 2 sober months. So what I do is I try to start doing them at the beginning, so I
Yeah.
have times to mess up. So like I tried to do 2 last year, and most months I started with the intention of not drinking.
Oh, every month.
Yeah,
Almost,
and last year I did January, November. So like it took all the way till November before I got a solid one. But it was funny because I was talking to my cousin. I'm not going to put her name out there because it would. I don't want her to make her look like an alcoholic. But I was like, she's like, I can't do January because January is New Year's. She's like, I can't do February because of Valentine's Day. I can't do March because it's her husband's birthday. She's like, I can't do April because it's my birthday. She's like, I can't do May because it's Cinco de Mayo. I'm like, you can make something for like every month.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
I was like, 4th of July, like Arbor Day, Flag Day.
Yeah. It's like, yo, I'm not going to be able to do September because of that 20th anniversary.
Yeah. Columbus Day, 9/11.
That's what I'm saying, baby. Gotta have some 9/11 Four Locos, you know?
They go down easy. I don't know why those jokes make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably the military background.
Yeah, I guess. If you're one of my Marine buddies. Oh, no. Like, a lot of my military friends have super dark humor.
Yeah, of course they do. You got to. You've seen people's heads blown out of their fucking skulls.
I haven't, but...
Good for you. I'm happy. That would fucking ruin you, honestly.
Yeah.
You're too delicate.
I'm too sensitive. Yeah, like any little...
I could see it. I could watch.
I'm sensitive.
But yeah, back to dry January. I'm actually attempting to do my first month of not drinking since probably I was 20 or 21 would be my guess.
What month are you choosing? February?
I haven't drank all month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's only January 6th as we're recording this, but
that's...
But I wanted to give I guess I'm putting it out there now. The first like 3 or 4 days, I wasn't sure that I wanted to try to do it this month. I was just like, okay, I'm just not going to drink today and see, because I was just like, I want to try to do a month, but I also don't want to limit myself because I don't feel like I'm an alcoholic or have a drinking problem, honestly. I just want to see if I feel a little better and like can train my brain to like, you know, be a little more, what's the word? I don't know, just a little more disciplined, I guess. I wanted to challenge myself to be a little more disciplined. So I was like, well, I'm going to give it a couple days and see how I feel. But like, as of the last couple days, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go for it this month. So January 6th,
and then
I haven't drank
this month. You're so close to
yeah.
it. Like, once you pass the first weekend that you would have drank, then like you're already halfway through because then you're going through the whole week.
Right.
Unless you drink during the week. And then, because there's no shows really, I feel like I do less drink.
That makes it easy. There's no comedy right now. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing is where I go drink excessively is at shows.
The worst part about it, so like you have like a good set, or you just find some person who particularly found you personally really funny, they always want to buy you a drink. So then you feel like a douchebag.
It's not only that, it's just like you're with a bunch of your friends that you don't get to see that much, you know what I mean? You're like on a show with like 6 or 7 comics and half of them are your buddies and then your friends come to the show and then it's like, you know, the bar, we've talked about this last time, I think, you know, the bar gives you drinks and all that shit and it's like...
The people giving me drinks is what gets me.
Yeah, because you don't want to turn them down. Yeah.
Because you're like, this guy is watching an unknown comic and he like thought it was so funny that he wanted to go buy it. I was like, it's such a sweet gesture. You feel like a jerk.
Right. Yeah, my guess is I'll probably once, I'm going to try to get through this month, and if I don't get through this month, then I'll try in February again. But if I don't, once we get back to doing shows consistently, I'll probably choose like 2 or 3 shows a week where I allow myself to drink, maybe one where I drink like a lot, and then I just won't drink on those other nights at all, you know? If I'm at shows, I won't drink on a Monday. I'll just go and like order like a water and, you know, like tip the bartender for my water. You know what I mean? But
aside from my health, I think the other thing is I like going the month because then it shows myself I'm not alcoholic. I was like, I can stop drinking when I'm
I don't feel like I have a dependency or I'm an alcoholic or anything like that. But
well, yeah, until you meet someone who's really an alcoholic, then you're like, oh man, you got the problem.
It's like, oh yeah. They drank all those beers super warm and they didn't care. You know what
they're
I mean?
all weird and like their whole life's about getting drunk and they try to be drunk at like places you're not supposed to be drunk.
Right. I think I'm going to try to drink smarter too. Like I'm going to drink straight liquor. I'm going to drink wine. I'm going to drink stuff without all the calories. You know what I mean?
I like drinking gin and tonics like an old man. I drink those a lot.
Like ginger ale?
No,
like gin. Yeah, and tonic water. I'm an idiot.
I put some lime in it. Ginger ale and tonic? That does sound good though.
Does sound good?
Yeah.
You could do
but
that.
There's no alcohol.
There's no alcohol. Like, this watered down ginger ale, yummy.
Ginger ale tastes weird.
Double bubbles.
The ginger ale and tonic, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. I'm gonna probably have to get into some of that shit as I get older if I'm gonna keep drinking, because this fucking beers and dude, my mid-20s, man, it was just one big Jack and Coke, baby. That's all my mid-20s.
I love Jack and Coke.
Yeah, me too. Or a Jameson and Dr. Pepper. You know,
I don't think I've ever had that.
I don't know. I'm just saying, any type of whiskey with any type of cola, fuck, dude, just like,
it just makes
fuck me up, bro.
Go down.
Oh,
The whiskey drunk is a special kind of drunk.
It's surly, it's sloppy, it's fun, it's sleepy, it's aggressive. It's everything you could want in a day.
It's intense.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna fight and fall asleep and try to fuck and my dick won't work. Let's go yell at this potted plant. Whiskey
thoughts.
But yeah, I mean, we'll be back to drinking at some comedy shows before too long. I think we just got to get through the winter, brother. Come April time, the weather starts to break a little bit. Those vaccines are rolled out a little bit. We'll be outside doing shows, I think. Maybe this summer we'll get to go inside, do some shows, and by fall, we out here, baby. I'm hoping.
In these streets.
Hopefully in these streets flooded inside. You know what I'm saying?
Hooty hoo.
Man, I miss my places, man. I miss stand-up. I miss comedy. I miss the comedy people. I miss the audiences, man. We were very lucky. We have very cool lives.
Yeah, we live in the greatest city in the world.
Yeah, man.
New York!
The city that never pees.
Woo, that's us.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this is a nice little end to things. Do you have anything else you want to add? I don't know, man.
Zooey Deschanel.
Oh, yeah. So that's your job. If you made it to the end of the podcast, number one, thank you. You're awesome. We got a lot of thickness last time, and we thought that was great.
That is nice of you.
So in the comments, try to spell Zooey Deschanel without looking. That's what this whole episode has come to. Try to spell Zooey Deschanel without looking. Any favorite Zooey Deschanel projects?
The New Girl.
Oh, fuck this shit, dude. Yes Man is a classic. Yes Man. All right.
Elf.
Yeah, great movie. All right. Thanks for coming through, Matt.
Bye, guys.
Jesters podcast. Love y'all. See you soon. Hell yeah.